A purple belt asks how to stay motivated in Jiu-Jitsu during plateaus. Guys, I got this question here from this user. He said that he's purple belt, he's 37 years old, my age, and he trains on a small school in California. And he said that he's getting very unmotivated in Jiu-Jitsu because he's facing many plateaus that he's not knowing how to deal with those plateaus. So guys, this is a great question. I think that happens to everybody who does Jiu-Jitsu at some point. And one thing that I love to say in Jiu-Jitsu, that I don't think your Jiu-Jitsu growth, I don't think the way you're gonna get better in Jiu-Jitsu is a straight line like this, you know, like. I think in Jiu-Jitsu, most of the times the way we learn is kind of like this. You go like this, and then you do this, and then you go like this, and then you do this. Sometimes you even decline a little bit when you have like some injury, when you stop training, when life gets on the way. I talk more about like regular people, not about professional athletes, because professional athletes, even if life gets on the way, you gotta keep doing, you know, like. But for example, if you do Jiu-Jitsu just as a hobby, as the majority of the people do here, so I don't think your Jiu-Jitsu gets better like this, you know, like. I think you go on a straight line, then you have some spikes, have another spike. And I don't know how many times in my career I felt I wasn't getting better, and then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, now this works, you know, like. And for example, I think in Jiu-Jitsu, many times in training, you are always training with the same people, so it's kind of hard for you to have an idea if you're really getting better, or if you're really on a plateau, or if you're really getting better. And then many times, at least that's my experience, what happened to me was like, many times I felt that plateau, and then I went to compete a tournament and compete against a bunch of people that had never trained before, and then I felt like, I was like, whoa, I'm doing much better than before. So what I would say here to you is like, be aware that those plateaus are kind of normal, it's part of your journey. I think if you start overthinking those plateaus, things get much worse. So I think you just should keep your mind clean that you will have plateaus, like, and it's more like on your mind than on actually on your journey, because on your journey, those plateaus is just part of the journey, it's part of the process. So don't overthink that too much, and just try to ignore it and keep training. I almost promise you that all of a sudden you're gonna feel like, boom, oh, I did much better. So that's kind of like my experience, and I don't know how many times in my life, almost like I have highlights on almost like every belt, feeling like, oh, my game is not getting better, I'm not getting better, blah 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 blah. And then one of the things that I always like to do as well was always to train with different people, to kind of like test myself. So for example, many times I would do the camp here in US 2 weeks before the Worlds, and I would try to row with a bunch of people that I had never rowed before. And even like, I was training at New York City, for example, and even when I would get visitors, I would always try to train with the visitors, just to test where I was, you know, like, how is my level? I'm getting better or not? Because I think like, if you only train with the same people, it's kind of hard to measure if you're improving or not, because is it you getting plateau, or is that guy that you train every single day that now understands your game? So I think that's a very important question, like, because maybe on your mind you think you're having this plateau, but maybe the reality is that the guy who you train with really understood your game, you know, like, he knows everything you do, and it's hard for you to change things against him. He's always like, so that's kind of like my advice here, and it's more like an experience sharing than advice, because I'm trying to tell you how was it for me. And so borderline, just trying to summarize everything here, try to not overthink this. I think as much as you overthink that you're having this plateau, more you're gonna think that you are actually having a plateau. So that's one thing. Number two, try to understand that this is part of the journey. So this is literally part of the journey. Everybody faces that. So it's not happening only to you. It's kind of happening for you, you know, like, so that's the number two. And number three, I would try to train with as many people many different people as you can. And if you can add a tournament to it, I think that's a big plus as well. In my opinion, tournaments are the most honest way to judge where you are in the Jiu-Jitsu journey. I'm not pushing you to compete. I think this is very personal. You got to come from you. But I truly believe that tournament, it's the time that you can really see where is your mistakes, what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and etc, etc, etc. So that's my advice. Like, try to not overthink this and just enjoy the journey and keep training. I always say this, and I'm gonna repeat here in this video as well. The biggest mistake I see people doing in Jiu-Jitsu is stopping. So I think as long as you keep training once a week, twice a week, 3 times per week, as much as you can, as much as your lifestyle supports, you will have plateaus, but you will also gonna have spikes. And try to appreciate the spikes when you have them. Because I think we as humans, it's so easy for us to kind of like have more feelings about what we lose than what we win. So when you were kind of having this plateau phase, it feels like a loss. So then we really overthink that. And then when you have those spikes, we kind of ignore them. So I would try to avoid that as well. So I hope that helped you. And looking forward to see you in more videos here. And guys, make sure to check out my instructional video, Foundations of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a video for beginners and for people who are really looking to build a foundation in Jiu-Jitsu. It's my best-selling instructional video. And anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and check it out at IBJJFanatics.com. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.